Hello students, this topic is related to receivables management. So as we know, receivables, bills receivables or account receivables. So the receivables are one of the most important components of current assets. You know what are current assets? Current assets are the assets which can be converted into cash within one accounting year. And what is the accounting year concept? Suppose the transaction has started today on 8th May 2024. Then for next 365 days means the counting year will end till 7/5/2025. So the receivables generally refer to the debt which the consumers owe to the firm from the sale of goods or services in the ordinary course of business. So whatever they have purchased, they pay against that either immediately or after some time. So if they do immediate payment, then that is a cash purchase, or if they pay on a later date, it becomes a credit purchase, and these creates the receivables for the supplier or the selling firm. When a sale of goods or service takes place in the ordinary course of business and customers do not pay in cash, the firms allow the reasonable period of time for which the firm is for which the credit is extended, and this is represented as accounts receivable in the balance sheet of the firm. In today's competitive times, offering credit sales is integral or very indispensable to majority of the businesses because of the increased competition in the market. If one firm is not providing credit, then the another supplier will provide, and the customer will switch to the company who is providing credit. So every firm has to offer the credit sales. At one end, it helps to business to boost its top line and bottom line. Now, what are top line and bottom lines of the business? You must be knowing the top line are related to the revenues, that is the sales revenue, and bottom lines, these are related to the profits of the firm. So, on one hand, it is used as a tool to boost up the top line and bottom line, and on the other hand, it generates risk and cost of the firm. Why it generates risk? Because we know that if the amount of receivable and the period of credit increases, then the risk of default or the risk of conversion of these bills receivable into the bad debt increases. So, there are both the things which are related to the receivables, that is the cost as well as the benefits. So there is a trade-off between these two, the cost as well as the benefits. Cost involve the default cost, delinquency cost, capital cost, and the collection cost, and the benefits involve the customer retention, growth expectation, profit generation, and the increase in sales. So these are trade credit, or we can say that the bills receivable, that is used as a tool for customer retention, for growth of the business, for increasing more sale and profit generations also. So there must be a trade-off between the two. Too much receivable is very much risky and costly for the firm because these receivable may be mismanaged or may get further converted into the bad debts which are non recoverable, but non performing assets में convert हो सकते हैं. और अगर हम बहुत कम receivables maintain करते हैं, यानी कि क्रेडिट सेल्स मेंटेन करते हैं, तो ये हमारे ओवरऑल सेल्स पे अफेक्ट डालता है. कस्टमर जो है वो दूसरे किसी सप्लायर के लिए, सेलर के लिए स्विच कर सकता है. इससे हमारा बिजनेस हैम्पर हो सकता है और प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी पर एडवर्स इफेक्ट पड़ सकता है. Now, these are the cost and benefits which are related to the receivable management. Now, there are some dimensions which are related to receivable management, which include three terms. That is the credit policy. Second are the credit terms, and third are the collection policies. So, what are credit policies? See, credit policies include two things, the credit standards and the credit analysis. So, credit standards basically represent the basic conditions for offering credit to the customers. Like there may be some tight credit policy or the tight credit standards, जिसमें कि कंपनीज बहुत कम क्रेडिट देती हैं, मीन्स 80 to 90% सेल वो अपनी कैश बेसिस पे करती हैं और बहुत ही कम परसेंटेज वो है क्रेडिट के लिए छोड़ते हैं, या फिर क्रेडिट पीरियड बहुत कम एक्सटेंड करते हैं, वो 15 डेज से 30 डेज से ज़्यादा नहीं देते। दूसरे होता है लिबरल क्रेडिट स्टैंडर्ड, जिसमें ज़्यादा क्रेडिट प्रोवाइड करते हैं और ज़्यादा क्रेडिट ज़्यादा टाइम के लिए वो एक्सटेंड कर सकते हैं। तो दीज आर द क्रेडिट स्टैंडर्ड्स इन द क्रेडिट पॉलिसी एंड सेकंड इज द क्रेडिट एनालिसिस। So credit analysis includes some credit information which is obtained through some internal sources like the forms, documents of the customers, their historical payment patterns, उनके कैसे थे। Then the external sources include the credit rating of the company, जो कि ICRA, क्रिसिल, केयर, ये सब क्रेडिट रेटिंग एजेंसीज करती हैं इंडिया में। इसके अलावा बैंक रेफरेंसेस हैं, फिनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट्स जो कंपनी के बैलेंस शीट एंड P&L अकाउंट्स हैं, यहाँ से भी एक्सटर्नल इंफॉर्मेशन मिलती है अबाउट द कंपनीज प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी एंड द फाइनेंशियल पोजीशन, फ्रॉम वेयर वी कैन गेट अ क्लू like whether a company is worth giving credit or not. Then on these internal as well as external sources for credit analysis, some quantitative as well as qualitative methods are used for credit analysis. Quantitative methods include preparation of aging schedules, अंडरटेकिंग रेशियो एनालिसिस, जैसे रेशियो एनालिसिस में वर्किंग कैपिटल एनालिसिस हो सकती है, लाइक करंट रेशियोज निकाल सकते हैं इसमें हम, लिक्विडिटी रेशियो, कैश रेशियो, इन्वेंट्री कन्वर्जन रेशियो, ये सब देख सकते हैं। और इसके अलावा और भी है हमारे प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी टर्नओवर रेशियो, सेल्स टर्नओवर रेशियो, टर्नओवर रेशियोज हैं, लीवरेज रेशियोज हैं, ये सब देख सकते हैं। इसके अलावा जो क्वालिटेटिव मेथड्स हैं ये सब्जेक्टिव होते हैं और ये फाइनेंशियल एक्सपर्ट्स के ओपिनियन पर बेस्ड होते हैं, and these include the interpretation of financial statements, references from the suppliers, like some suppliers may provide some good word of mouth regarding any company for providing credit or not, other creditors, banks, financial institutions, etc. Now this credit analysis depends upon 5 C's of the customer, on these 5 parameters such as character, capacity, capital, collateral, and the conditions of the customer. So these are two things which are related to the credit policy, the credit standards, and the credit analysis. Now the second dimension of receivable management is the credit term, and these credit terms involves again two things, the credit period and the cash discount. So credit period is the time period or the time limit which is provided by the supplier to the customer for making payment against their sale. So credit term, again, in other words, we can refer it to the terms and conditions under which the credit will be extended. It includes the credit period and the cash discount. Cash discount is an advantage or a tool for the supplier to expedite their credit collection. So cash discount is an advantage available to the customer to pay the overdue amount early and avail the discount. Thus, the total amount to be paid gets reduced by discount amount. So it includes the higher cash discount. There are some implications of the higher cash discount, such as it increases the sales volume and lesser price of the product to the customer. Customer को कम price pay करना पड़ता है because of the discount which is provided or offered by the supplier. Then the lesser collection period and cost, lesser bad debts, and change in the profits. So these are some advantages of higher cash discounts. Now in this cash discount, there are some cash discount periods, like within which if the payment is done, then the particular specific amount of cash discount will be provided to the customer. Otherwise, if payment is, जैसे अभी हमने एग्जाम्पल लेकर था थोड़ी देर पहले एक लेक्चर में, या हम आगे किसी लेक्चर में देखेंगे, 4/15 net 45. What it means that if the payment is made within the first 15 days, then 4% cash discount will be provided. Otherwise, what will happen? Otherwise, there will be no cash discount, and then you can make payment till 45 days. After 45 days, credit period refers to the period till which the credit can be extended. The more the average collection period, more the collection effort involved. So जितना ज़्यादा लॉन्गर कलेक्शन पीरियड होगा, रिस्क ऑफ डिफॉल्ट भी उतना ज़्यादा बढ़ जाएगा, उसका बैड डेट में कन्वर्जन का चांस भी उतना बढ़ जाएगा, और जो भी क्रेडिट कलेक्शन मैनेजर है उसके कलेक्शन एफर्ट्स भी उतने ही ज़्यादा इंक्रीज होंगे। जितना शॉर्टर होगा उतना जल्दी सब चीज़ें होंगी, और रिस्क भी उतना ही कम होगा, बैड डेट एक्सपेंसेस जो होंगे वो भी कम होंगे। Now, the third dimension is the collection policy or the credit policy. The first was the credit policy, second is the credit term, and third is the collection policy. Now, the collection policy means that if suppose all the customers pay on time, do not pay on time, then in order to accelerate the cash payments from the customers, you can say it's sloppy customers, firms lay down the collection policy. The main objective of the collection policy is to minimize the incidents of bad debts, ताकि आगे जाके bad debts ना हो, और जो भी हमारे रिसीवेबल्स हैं उनको हम कैश में कन्वर्ट कर सके, एनकैश कर सके। एट द सेम टाइम इट डज नॉट हैव टू बी टू हार्श, और दे माइट बी लॉस ऑफ कस्टमर्स। तो कलेक्शन पॉलिसी में हम इन दोनों चीज़ों का ध्यान रखना है कि बैड डेट्स भी ना हो, और ऐसा भी ना हो कि हम इतनी टफ स्ट्रिंजेंट कलेक्शन पॉलिसी बना दें कि हम अपने कस्टमर्स को ही लूज कर दें, जिससे कि आगे जाके हमारी सेल पर बैड इफेक्ट पड़े और हमारी प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी भी हैम्पर हो। तो हमें इन दोनों ही चीज़ों का इसमें ध्यान देना है। तो कलेक्शन पॉलिसी में कलेक्शन एफर्ट्स आते हैं, विच आर द टोटल एफर्ट्स द फर्म इज विलिंग टू अंडरटेक to recover the credit extended. It will depend on whether the firm offers tight or liberal credit standards. No, that is something which was related to the mm, receivable management. Now there are some numerical example. Better if we can discuss it in the classroom. Thank you very much.